Nigerian politics. You will get hard to. Because they will rig you before you start the election. 2027, when people debate on television, I just laugh at them. I told myself, until things change, I will never vote. Ask me why. Before...
You are praying kingdom come, but you are voting wicked people. It will influence your voting. Do you know it's hard for pastors to talk about things like this? Because you will see so-called Christians, the candidates they stand behind, and you'll be wondering, there's something wrong.
Hello guys, welcome back to Chaka film. The Bible said that the devil come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. And he will come in a different forms. And that is how it is in this recent dispensation. We are still on this video of how APC is about or is determined to destroy ADC. And they have budgeted a lot of money on it. But now, we're not talking about the regular politicians. Now, we're going to the house of God to check how these politicians have influenced the churches, influenced the men of God who preach in the pulpit. Now, before we go further, I want us to watch this video of Pastor Emmanuel Iren, because his video is what triggered me to make this current video. But before we go, please, before we watch the video, please, if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like this video or share it.
You are praying kingdom come, but you are voting wicked people. You see, what douses our efficiency is all of us think individually instead of institutionally, like God designed us to think. Think institutionally, and some of those petty personal needs will disappear. So if you are thinking kingdom, it will influence your voting. Do you know it's hard for pastors to talk about things like this? Because you will see so-called Christians, the candidates they stand behind, and you'll be wondering, there's something wrong. Because when you are thinking from a godly standpoint, there are some things that are a priority. Before good road, before electricity, value for human life. We can no longer have a country where 100 people will die and we'll move on. You see, let me tell you something. It's doing something to you. You are changing. You are changing. It's numbing a very powerful human part of your life. You want to be the kind of person that will just hear 300 people died. Hey, yeah, you scroll. You are changing and you don't even know. You are changing. You are changing.
Now, Pastor Emmanuel Iren is preaching about the collective needs of the people. He is talking about the individualistic has not brought us anywhere. And that is a pure real sermon that a church should preach. Which will be talking about collective, not individual. I can't say, oh, only if I get what I need, I forget about what other people need. And that have made Nigeria not to develop. But now, we've heard from Pastor Emmanuel Iren. Now, let's look at another pastor, Pastor David Ibiyeomie. I want us to watch this sermon he preached where he talked about he will not vote again. And now, then we'll contrast both together and tell you the danger of it.
Nigerian politics. You will get hard to. Because they will rig you before you start the election. 2027, when people debate on television, I just laugh at them. I told myself, until things change, I will never vote. Ask me why. Before me, I voted. In my front, they carry my ballot box. That is before me, they carry my ballot box and ran away. That was that I said, until things change, I will not vote again. And yet, after they carry my ballot box, I saw the result. They still counted that they counted my vote. So where did they count the vote from? I saw where I'm not saying after, as I finished voting, somebody carried the box and ran. Police was there, nobody pursued the man, they ran. I said, no way. Until they change our pattern of election, I won't vote. Now you won't go ahead. They finished 2027 already, they finish it. until God sent a Messiah to deliver Nigeria. And God will send one. A Messiah can come in any form. After Donald Trump came, bomb that place. Before Nigerians know, they has killed some people. And so the way Messiah will come, nobody know how you think. God can bring anybody. Did you know that he will come? It was after 7 days prayers, Donald Trump invaded those terrorists. And after they bombed them, Nigeria said they collaborated with them. I said, see lie. They said they follow. The first thing I said, nothing happened. After they said, we work with them. I said, see. And they sleep when they finish, you come back.
Now we've watched both pastors preaching. One is saying that he will not vote again because they stole election ballot paper from him, from in his front. Then another one is saying we should vote because of our collective needs, not individualistic need. Now you can see the staging, and you can see the difference between these two sermons. One is for individual, one is for collective. And at the same time, one is saying that he will vote until the Messiah comes. And we all know no Messiah is coming until we change and create our own Messiah. And the worst part of it is that he's creating an apathy, voter apathy, to his congregation subconsciousness, telling them not to vote indirectly. Because when you're a man of God, the person you believe, say they are not voting, he's not voting, you are indirectly taking that action and not voting again. And who that help? It is the politician. It is the current government that will help only APC. Now, okay, let's assume he was telling the truth that because they still vote for me, he will not vote again. But it is the same David Ibiyeomie who said in one of his recent videos, I think I did a video about it, you can watch it on my YouTube channel, where he said that he prayed for Wike to win his governorship election, even when it was robbed, that he has lost all elections, all court cases because of his prayer, and he even donated 1 million naira into the case. Let's watch that video, then we'll come back.
Wike came, he lost in High Court in the case, lost in Appeal Court, and judgment was already passed in Supreme Court against him, not to be governor. I called him, and he was shaking on phone. I was in Israel. I said, don't fear, don't panic. God will step in. He said, Papa, I believe. It was in PDP, APC was in power. And we are doing 5 nights of glory. After 5 nights of glory, he woke up to me. Judgment was Tuesday, 5 nights of glory was Friday. I looked at him and said, even if judgment is against you, I command it. It was not a money problem. He never had money because it was the opposite party. Judgment was, he too knew judgment was already against him. They told me how the judgment will pass, and then the chief judge collected the case, changed the Supreme Court judges, turned the case. He said, Papa, I knew this is God. I was the only one invited during his Thanksgiving as a priest. Listen carefully. That was not ended. The second time he came again, you all know it. Second time when he came, he was to lose the election. Already they've arranged how they will lose the election. And somebody walked up to me and said, you pray for Wike, we'll see how he will win. Asked him any day, I wanted the note he sent to me. He said, Papa, do I go off? I said, don't go off. God will step in. He was shaken because everything was against him. And I covenanted with God. I gave millions on behalf of Wike. I didn't tell him. I'm telling you today. I said, Lord, not for his sake, for my sake. And because the word will say, where is the God he served? I said, for my sake, step in. Not because of him. And I prayed a prayer. The day they were to change the result to give to one young man called Awara, they finished the result. On the spot, something happened. The High Commissioner stepped into the INEC. They couldn't change the result. That's how I became governor the second time.
To know the pattern of this pastor, the same man said that he prayed for Wike won. Now, the same pastor also said that he prayed for Amaechi and Peter Odili. That is the reason they won their court cases. It seemed to be the same pattern. They could not win it. They came to me. Then I prayed for them. They won. I want us to watch this other part of this video, which is where he said that he prayed for Amaechi and Peter Odili.
I was not at this level. A man came on the scene called Peter Odili to be governor. And another man contested with him was in a white garment. Peter Delay was not to be reckoned with as a governor. Everybody said this white garment might beat him. I came up with a holy anger. I said a man on barefoot cannot win. I don't care. I don't know Peter Delay was our neighbor. But I said this man will be governor and this will not be governor. The man contested with him was more popular than him. I said, no way. I was not at this level at all. The secretary to the man happened to be a member of our church. He's still a member. He said to me, Papa, what are you talking about? I'm the secretary. You mean my guy will not win? I said, your guy will not win for using barefoot. And I said, Peter Delay will be governor. He said, why now? Pray for Morgan. I said, I will not pray for him. He can't be walking about with barefoot and he become governor. I was not at this level at all. And God honored the words I spoke. After Peter Delay, Amechi came. Amechi was not the one that was supposed to be governor of River State. Go and ask him, he will tell you. They gave it to somebody, I won't call the person's name. Then Amechi walked up to my office and said, sir, I know you're a man of God. I'm a Catholic. Can you pray for me? I want to be governor of River State. I smiled. I said, why do you want me to pray? I know. He said, if they don't give the person who they gave, I'm not even in number 2, I'm number 3. So why will it happen? He was telling me on Monday when it was Saturday primaries. Primaries was Saturday and he was talking to me Monday. I was fasting. That was 42 days of my fast. I had a program I will never forget that year. We had a program in the stadium. He drove himself with Range Rover to this gate and parked. He said, I must see this man of God today. He called somebody over 16 times. Said, whoever is this man of God, I must see him. Walked to my office. He stood up, he fell down. I don't know if you were in church when he testified. He stood up, he fell down. That's the first time he saw anointing of a Pentecostal. And I said, what do you want? He said, I want to be governor. I smiled. I did my hair like this. He said, Genesis 37 verse 7. And I looked at him. I said, I'll pray for you. I said, whoever they gave that ticket, bow, return, give him back to you. 45 minutes after I prayed, his phone rang. The man in charge called him. I've changed my mind. Give it to him.
That is it. You can see the danger of always taking the words from the pulpit when you know that sometimes these people, they brainwash their congregation to believe whatever this says. It has been a pattern. Okay, you know that these people are not Messiah, but you still continually praying for them. You can see is a paddy or him and Wiki a paddy. You can see this photo up here. You can see them moving from. I think this pastor on David Ibiyeomie. If I were to judge from my own case, if I were to give my opinion, I would say that he's been paid by APC to cause kind of a voter apathy, because when people does not vote, it only favor APC, because there will be a room to do a voter vote ringing and trying to come out with their own numbers. So that is the reason it is so difficult. It is so dangerous to believe what this man is doing, and it is so dangerous for those people who will sit at home that day and say they are not voting. You have to take out your voter's card and go and vote, because you need it more than ever. Nigeria is deviating from democracy to dictatorship. That is where Nigeria is going now. Because when we become a one-party government or a one-party system, it is finished for us. I keep on saying it. Don't let one-party system rule Nigeria, because when there is one-party system, there is no incentive for any politicians again to do the right thing. Now, before I go, because I want us to ponder on this, and I myself also want to ponder on this before I do the next, take the next step. But before I go, I want us to watch this video of APC bribing people to welcome Tinubu in Jos. That the Jos that he went to, that he only stopped at the airport, could not even visit the place of the atrocity. He only went to the airport and even say, I'm only spending 10 minutes here because there is no light at the airport. That is to know how dangerous it is. And then you give this man a one-party system. What do you think he will do? Do you think he will have any incentive again to even do anything? No. So, Nigerians, please, 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 bring out your voter's card and vote. Vote. Don't let rice influence you. Don't let 10,000 naira influence you, because 10,000 naira will not even be enough for you to buy a bag of rice. Thank you very much for listening. But before we go, if you are new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and also the bell icon, so that whenever I drop any video, you'll be first to be notified. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
zama ƙarhe a wani